I've been confused as of late.
Yeah.
Watching my youth slip away. Yeah. You don't like the sun, you wake me up, but you drain me out if I get too much. I might leave.
If you know the exact steps that you need to take, it's not hard for you to make $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, even $1 million online with e-commerce, dropshipping, hybrid branding, whatever it is. If you guys have been following for the last couple of years, you know that I started dropshipping back when I was 15 years old, and now that I'm 20 years old, I've made multiple 6 and 7 figures with multiple dropshipping stores and stuff like that. And in this video, I'm basically just gonna lay out the simple steps that I took for me to hit those consistent 100K months, for me to hit 6 and even 7 figures on dropshipping stores. Make sure you guys stay to the end of the video. It's gonna be value packed. If you're brain rotted in the head, put this video on 2x speed. Just make sure you stay to the end of the video, guys. So obviously the first thing that you need to do is find a product. Now, finding a product is probably going to be the most hardest part, especially for beginners. I know that that's one of the things that I personally struggled with as a beginner, especially when you've never had a winning product before. You just don't know what to look for. And it's very simple. I've explained this in multiple videos in the past, but there's 3 main things that you want to look for in a product: niche product, wow factor product, and problem solving product. Now, I'm not going to go in depth with each of these products. It's very self-explanatory, and if you watch my previous videos in the past, you should know exactly what these products are. But I'm gonna explain to you what you need to be using to find these type of products, which the first tool that I've personally been using recently is CaloData. CaloData has been extremely good for me, and I've literally been finding most of my winning products off of CaloData recently, simply because, as you may already know, TikTok Shop is absolutely taking over right now. And I'm low-key not gonna lie, I think TikTok Shop is eventually going to take over Amazon, but CaloData basically gets all the top products on TikTok Shop, and it puts it all onto that platform, and you can literally just see all of them there, and you can see how much money they're making right now. Crazy part about CaloData is, like, not even a lot of people are talking about it on YouTube. It's such a slept on product research tool, and a lot of people that ask me questions about product research, they're not even using CaloData in the first place. So make sure you guys are on CaloData, and not just being on CaloData, use different search terms, use different filters. There's so much thing that you can play around with on CaloData to find these winning products on there. Another thing that I even like about CaloData is you can see the top creatives that are performing, which if you guys are running ads right now, you understand that creatives are literally the #1 thing that needs to be perfect when you're running your ads. And with CaloData, obviously you can see the creative that's making the most amount of money. That's why I say CaloData is so powerful right now. And then of course we have PP ads. Obviously everybody already knows about PP ads. PP ads is just an ad spy tool that allows you to see the ads that are doing good on TikTok and on Facebook, so you can spy on competitors and see which ads or which products they're running up right now. And then another method that nobody really talks about is the burner method. Now, I'm not talking about the regular old TikTok burner method or Instagram burner method. The Facebook burner method is so good right now. Nobody's really talking about it, but basically, guys, it's as simple as just making a Facebook account and then just searching up dropshipping products. And then when you see a dropshipping ad on your account, like the post, comment on the post, go to the website, add the cart, maybe fake and initiate checkout, all that kind of stuff. And after you keep doing that over the course of a couple hours, the course of a couple days, your whole entire Facebook feed is going to be filled with Facebook ads for products. Like I said, this is like a low-key slept on method, because everybody's talking about TikTok burner method, Instagram Reels burner method, but nobody's talking about the Facebook ad burner method. So try that shit out, guys. I promise you that method is so killer. I found so many winning products off of doing that alone. Or you can even just go to your mom, maybe your sister, your girlfriend, whatever it is, and just ask to go on their feed, because most of the time they have a lot of products that are going crazy that they have on their feed that they see because maybe they've bought from these ads before, or maybe they just engaged with these ads before. Like my first ever winning product was literally from my mom. Like she told me she was seeing this product on her Facebook feed. She was getting a lot of ads for the same product, and she told me to sell it, and I did. And that was literally my first ever product to me, my first $10,000 in a single month. I even had a student who did the exact same method. His mom recommended him a product, and he's starting to get some sales with that same product. Now let's say, okay, boom, you did these product research methods, you found your first product. Now it's time to do competitor research. So now how I like to do competitor research is I like to go on the Facebook ads library. So let's say, for example, product that you found were these magnetic eyelashes or whatever, right? So what you want to do is you want to go to Facebook ad library, which basically Facebook ad library lets you see all the active ads, and you just basically put a search term in. So you would put in, for example, magnetic lashes, and then you will see all the ads that have that magnetic lashes search term that are active and inactive, and you can see who's running ads right now. And what I like to do is I just like to see how many competitors I have, what type of ads they're running, what their website looks like, how shitty it is, and like what I can really improve on. And you really just want to get a list of maybe like 5 to 7 competitors. Sometimes you might have a shit ton of competitors. Sometimes you might have barely any competitors, which is completely fine. online. But you want to see if you can get a list of up to like 5 to 7 competitors, because you'll be able to spy on these competitors over the next couple of days, and you'll be able to use their websites as inspiration whenever you're building your website later down the line. And then after you found your competitors, now you need to do some content research, because like I said earlier, when you're running ads, guys, creatives are everything. So you want to see what type of creatives you already have out there that you can start off with testing the product with. So how I like to do my content research is, again, on the Facebook ad library and on Calodata and on TikTok. So obviously the Facebook ad library is basically the same thing I just explained. Just search up the product and see what creatives are being ran. And then on Calodata, you want to go and find that product on Calodata, and you want to see all the top creatives. So you guys may already know, but the top creatives that are doing really, really good are those UGC style creatives. So if you don't know what UGC style creatives are, it basically stands for user generated content. And that's basically creatives that don't really look like ads. It's creatives that look like people are like just reviewing the product. And the reason why that's working so well right now is because people are tired of getting sold on shit. People just want to see authentic, real, videos and shit like that. So if you have a video of your product, let's say it's for the magnetic eyelashes again, right? And somebody's basically saying how they just bought these magnetic eyelashes, they put it on, it works well, whatever. That's a really, really good ad. You know what I'm saying? It's not too salesy, and people are going to see that as like it's a review or a testimonial type of video, and they're going to buy from that type of ad. So those are the type of videos that you want to look for. That's the type of content you want to see if your product already has. Ideally, in the beginning, you want to see that your product already has a bunch of UGC content for you to at least test the product. So you can find those type of videos off of Calodata. You can find those videos on TikTok, but just use those methods together to kind of gather up some creatives. Usually, I like to see if I can find at least 5 to 10 creatives for a product that I want to test out in the beginning. So now this next step is really where you're going to be different than any other dropshipper. This is called the hybrid branding strategy. So once you finalize your product, maybe you found a good product, you got some good creatives and everything like that, and you're ready to test the product. Now you need to look into hybrid branding your product. So instead of the traditional general store or general name or whatever for a product, we are actually going to build a brand from the start. You gotta realize, guys, in 2025, customers do not want to buy from generic shit. They already know what dropshipping is. So our job now, in order for us to be successful, is we cannot look like a dropshipper, which means no more general bullshit. And when we do look extremely branded, all that really does is it also increases our perceived value. So now we can even increase the product or the cost of our product, and we'll make a little bit more margin. So how I usually start off with hybrid branding my product is, obviously we need to come up with a brand name. I like to use ChatGPT. You can easily just put in a prompt of like, hey, this is my product, make me a branded name. So with my names, I like to keep it short. You don't want to have a long ass name. Think of brands right now. You got Walmart, Apple, they're all simple names, and that's exactly what you want to do. You want to have something that's simple and something that's easy to remember. After you've come up with your simple and brandable name, then go to the logo. So me personally, what I like to do is I like to create my logo on Canva. And now guys, remember, logos nowadays, they're also simple. You don't need to be crazy, you don't need to be fancy or anything like that. Think of Apple again, or think of Walmart. These logos are all simple, and that's what works. You don't need crazy logos, you don't need crazy designs in your logo. Just keep it simple and authentic. On top of all that, once you got your logo, you got your brand name, once you're building your website, guys, which I like to use Shrine to build my website. Shrine is a really, really good theme. It looks extremely branded, and it's honestly like one of the best things that you could use as a beginner and as somebody who's been dropshipping, for your website to look very, very branded. But once you've gotten all that, you want to also put your logo on your product, which is very, very simple to do with Canva. But putting your logo on your product in your product pictures, it makes people see that, oh, this is not just some generic brand. This is an actual branded product. The logo is on the product and everything like that, and that also increases your perceived value. Now, another thing, a lot of people come to me and they tell me that they don't know how to price their product. And pricing your product is very, very simple, guys. Usually you want to price your product anywhere from around 2.5 to 3x plus on the product. So let's say, for example, you're getting your product sourced for maybe $10. You're gonna wanna price your product from anywhere around $30 to $40 plus, and it kind of just depends on the product as well. If your product has high perceived value, you can definitely mark it up a lot. And you also kind of wanna see what your competitors are selling it for. Amazon and other e-commerce or drop shippers are selling your product for, and just kind of see what the range is. Now, testing your product, guys, this is really the fun part. This is where you're gonna see if your product is going to work or you need to move on and find another product. It's very, very simple, guys. So obviously, like I've been talking about, I've been using meta ads to test and scale my products recently, and that's really what's been working for me, a lot of my students and everything like that. I'm not gonna lie, I've not been doing organic, I've not been doing TikTok ads. I've been on strictly Facebook ads, and it's honestly been the best platform to advertise because it's very, very consistent. If you've been on TikTok, you know how inconsistent TikTok can be, but meta ads is not like that. Obviously, meta has been around a lot longer, and meta is extremely more smarter than TikTok is. But the way I test my products now now is if you're working with a little bit of a lower budget, I would recommend starting off with $50 a day. If you have anywhere from like a higher budget or whatever, you can test with $100 a day. So now what I do is I do an ABO testing strategy. Now keep in mind guys, I have an entire video on how I do my product test. I'll link it in the description if you guys want to watch me set up the Facebook Ads Manager on how I test my products and everything like that. But basically you want to have an ABO campaign, and you're gonna have 10 ad groups inside of that ABO campaign. So I like to do 9 out of the 10 ad groups are going to be interest, and then 1 of them is going to be abroad. And then inside of each of these ad groups, you're gonna have 5 of those creatives that you found. And then depending on your budget, if you're testing with $50 a day, since you have 10 ad groups, you're gonna wanna have each ad group at $5 a day. And if you're testing with $100, obviously, since you're gonna have 10 ad groups, you're gonna have each ad group at $10 a day. So once you set up that campaign, in order to test the product, you're gonna need to let that campaign run for at least 3 days without touching it. The reason why I said you cannot touch it is because guys, like I said before, Meta ads is very, very smart, and it's gonna need at least 3 days for it to optimize and find your customer. The way that Meta works is it's gonna try to find your ideal customer like to the T. Like Meta, you gotta understand how smart this shit is. Like your ideal customer might be a middle-aged mom that's missing like 7 teeth. Maybe she has 5 children or whatever, but it gets that in depth, right? And the way that it's gonna go and test your product out is like on that first day that you're putting your Facebook ads, it's like you're dropping Facebook into the middle of a blue ocean, and it doesn't know exactly what it's doing in there. It doesn't know what it's looking for. But how it's gonna go is it's gonna go down a route to try to find that ideal customer. And maybe that first route that it goes down is not your ideal customer. Maybe it goes and it targets a mom that only has 1 child and she's not missing no teeth, and that's not your ideal customer. So what it's gonna have to do is it's gonna have to go back and going down. Maybe it's gonna go target a mom that has 3 children, but she's only missing 2 teeth. And maybe that's not your ideal customer, so it has to go back up and go back down until it finds your ideal customer. But the thing about that is that a lot of people, once Facebook goes down that first round and maybe it doesn't find its ideal customer in that first time, they'll give up on the product and think it's a dead product, when Facebook just needed a little bit more time to re-optimize and reassess itself and then go and target a different type of audience. Now, if you're that person that doesn't give Facebook the time to optimize and let it find your ideal customer, I like to call you the homeless man that's trying to win the lottery, where you're basically testing a bunch of products and you're thinking that Facebook is gonna find your ideal customer in the first few days and you're trying to win the lottery. I promise you, if you're doing that, you're not gonna find a winning product. I mean, the chances of you doing that is very, very slim, and that's why I call it a homeless man trying to win the lottery. You gotta give Facebook some time to find your ideal customer, and you gotta throw a lot of creatives at it. That's another thing. You probably heard this saying a lot, where people say that with dropshipping, all it takes is just 1 product for you to change your life. Nowadays, guys, I would say we need to change that saying to, with dropshipping, all it takes is 1 creative to change your life, guys. Because literally, maybe your first batch of creatives that you test was not that good, but if you test another batch, it could change your results like this, guys. So you need to be creative testing. Don't just throw 1 batch of creatives out there and think that this is going to be your winning batch. You need to be testing a bunch of batches of creatives, because like I said, all it can take is just 1 batch of creatives for your results to turn all the way around. But let's say after a couple of days, a few weeks, you start to see results with your product. Now you want to go out there and get custom UGC content for your product that has your logo on the product. Because if your consumers start to see content with your logo on the product, it looks a lot more branded, and your conversion rate is going to go so much more higher, and your metrics in general are going to go a lot higher. Your cost per purchase is going to go lower. The amount that you're paying for per click is going to go lower. Everything is just going to get better. And how you're going to find this UGC content is there's platforms like Billo, there's Twitter. A lot of people are sleeping on Twitter. There's Join Brands, Social Cat. There's a bunch of platforms out there that you can find UGC creators, guys. I'm not gonna lie, those are the simple steps for you to make money with e-com in 2025. It's not that hard. Don't overcomplicate it, guys. A lot of people think it's rocket science. A lot of people think the secret sauce or whatever that goes into it will make you money. I'm telling you guys, it's extremely simple. It's really just about consistency. How consistent can you be with testing these products and actually learning and everything like that, guys? I just wanted to get this quick video out there to kind of explain the steps of what you need to be taking in order to be successful, guys. If you do want to learn more from me, maybe you want to get that one-on-one mentorship or whatever, I'll have a link in the description. It should be that first link for you guys to work directly with me one-on-one. Or maybe you don't want to get mentored by me, whatever. I have a bunch of free videos on this YouTube channel that you guys can watch to get more sauce and information about dropshipping and hybrid branding. But with that being said, guys, follow me on Instagram. I also give a lot of value out on there. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.
But I know I miss you.